359. Dude, I want to watch the footage again, but the first, the 5-yard one right here, it was like blook, blook, like stacked them. All right. Good?
I think so.
All right. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Cock and Load. Sorry that me and Juice have been away for so long. We have had a ton of stuff going on, both of us, since we went to SHOT Show in Vegas, which was a ton of fun.
Yep, a bunch of fun.
So we made a bunch of good connections. We both had a bunch of sideline business. You guys have probably seen a bunch of stuff on the Instagram, and I will refer you guys to the Tacticon News Patreon. Hop on over there. I'm trying to do a little bit more like investigative journalist, lean into the culture war stuff. I think that building communities and fighting back against some of the things that are happening in our society right now is super important, but that is not the point of Cock and Load or what we're doing here on the YouTube channel. This is to have fun, to hang out and do some shooting, and me and Juice realized we'd never really gone over like our belt setups with you guys, and I have one that I really like from a company that I really like. I have another one that I use for like competition shooting from another company that I really like, so you'll get a video on that one sometime soon also, but we're gonna go over like our tactical kind of duty belt setup. I think they're also good to keep just like in your car, because it's a bigger handgun. It's a step up from what most people conceal carry every day, but it's also all of your first line medical and like water and stuff like that. So, all right, so the belt that I have is the sub-second belt. This belt is super nice. He's also made the Achilles heel tactical belt. I can't remember the name of this belt off the top of my head because I'm super bad at like product names. I don't think it's on there. Nope. But this is the multicam jungle pattern, which I really, really like. It's completely covered in gear, so you can't see any of it. But let's go over the belt real quick from the back. So I have my duty holster on here right now, but obviously I have the Safariland QD system that allows me to just pop the pistol on and off of the gun. Really popular. I like to do that to jump in between more of like just a range, like have fun setup versus more of like a duty setup. I think it's good to stay refreshed on both. Following that, I've got a holster. Man, a lot of people spend way too much money on like holsters.
Magazine pouches.
I have a tourniquet, not a holster. I have a tourniquet here. A lot of people spend too much money on tourniquets like tourniquet. God, man.
You can't talk today, huh?
I can't talk today. A lot of people spend a lot of money on tourniquet holsters, and I don't know why they do that. Because you can use your tourniquet to hold itself on anything that you want. You run it through the molly, you Velcro it back to itself, and then you put something around the top of it to hold it in place, and there you go, you have a tourniquet holder. After my tourniquet, I have a, this thing got issued to me in like, I don't know, 2009 in the Army. It's still the old ACU pattern, but if it works, don't fix it. So that's my Gerber pouch. You've gotta have a multi-tool somewhere on your stuff. You're gonna use that thing way more than you think. Gloves are also super important. If you find yourself out in like some sort of austere environment, there's a lot of broken stuff, there's a lot of sharp stuff, there's a lot of gross stuff. So gloves are really good. Shooter's gloves like this are not gonna be like a good like moisture barrier, so you're gonna want some like medical gloves stashed somewhere in your stuff also. I have some medical gloves in my first aid pouch here. Also, this little retainer here that's tied into the belt system, this clips in to the back of my body armor and allows to where like if I go down and you're pulling my body armor, you're also pulling me by my waist, and you're not just pulling my body armor up around my neck or like up over my arms or something weird. So this makes it a lot easier to drag me. So this is setting other people up for success to help me. So that's nice. Also, keeping your gloves and things, anything that's dangly on you, you want to keep them like rubber banded down to your belt, and we don't want flappy dangly stuff that's going to get caught or hooked on things or make noise or knock around on stuff. The last thing that you want to do is get caught trying to get out of a car or out of a vehicle or something in a sticky situation, and your belt hook's trying to get out, and now you're
stuck.
Yeah, you're stuck. You're going to catch all the fire from everything. If I'm looking at you, shooting at you, that's what I'm shooting at. So
yeah.
After that, I've got a full medical kit. We'll do a different video where we go over like what we have in our medical kits. I don't set myself up, like I don't just get a package from the store of like basic stuff, because there's like a bunch of Band-Aids and dump stuff that you don't need in there. If you need a Band-Aid, you don't need a Band-Aid. I'm carrying medical gear,
Life, limb, or eyesight.
Yeah, I'm carrying medical gear to solve immediate problems. I'm not carrying medical gear to deal with boo-boos. So another tourniquet on the bottom of that. This is a 20-foot drag strap. It's all 1-inch tubular nylon tied off, or with a, it's not tied off, it's not knotted off, it's water bended off. And this it's all rubber banded down. And the way I set this thing up is I used one of those big, I don't know what you call these little plastic clips. I don't know. Yeah. It's the clip that comes with like all different types of holsters and stuff to be able to weave through MOLLE. I just run a big one down the back, and it keeps all the tubular nylon like rigid on my back. So again, it's not flopping around. It's just a hard panel on the back of me. But I also have a drag strap in my body armor and another 20-foot here, so I can build a system to be able to hoist you out with a helicopter just on my personal body, and I can have multiple drag straps or do whatever I need to do there. This pouch is, I kind of use it like my dump pouch, so I will dump when I'm on the range. I'll just dump like 100 like 9mm rounds in here and just slowly go through them, so I don't have to come back to the table and reload. I can just dig in here. But it will also hold a full-size Nalgene. It'll hold 3 regular AR-15 magazines in there. If I'm carrying like some sort of additional weapon system, I could throw that weapon system's magazines in here. Like if I was running a 300 Blackout as like an entry man or like a point guy, something like that. But I really like all my pouches being like nice and tidy. I can roll this thing over, pull it up, and rubber band it down if I want to, but even when it's blown out, it's not really too in the way. And when I'm instructing and walking around the range, it's really nice to be able to throw a water bottle in there. I'm not a big fan of dump pouches like what Juice has, because they get real floppy. They drive me kind of nuts.
I like floppy.
So as far as mag pouches, I'm running the S-Tac Kiwis. They're both set up they're molled into the system. I really like the S-Tac Kiwis. I will say that the little plastic insert breaks in the front pistol mag carrier, but I think I just use it a lot. It just is what it is. But I'd say I break one like probably once a year, maybe a little bit more. And then this little system right here, it's the same kind of one of those plastic MOLLE clips, but I like to run one somewhere on my belt that's longer than the gear that it works with. And that way, if I want to, I can use that longer clip to like clip a carabiner into, or like if I had like SSE bags or something like that I'm gonna take a bunch of stuff off of a scene, I can ball all those bags up on a carabiner, clip that carabiner to my belt, and just make myself hands-free or clear my hands up if I need to. So that's my belt. I'll let Juice go over his.
All right. So I have the high-speed gear operators belt. Don't really have much on it at this time. Don't really have a necessity for it. I need to have a necessity for it. I've got 3 pistol mags from high speed gear as well. 2 mags from Fast Mag for my AR magazines, sorry. Of course, the dump pouch that Zach was talking about, I like because it's nice and tight, and then it comes down to a nice little bag. You know, multi-use.
Yeah. Dump pouches are great for everything. It's not just like retaining your magazines in the middle of a bad situation, man. It's SSE, it's medical stuff, it's pulling stuff off of somebody that's injured, gutting radios or something out of a truck, like
putting more those little zip tie handcuffs in there. So you know, it's just,
you can never have enough of those stupid zip cuffs either.
Never have enough. So medical pouch right here. I need to add on, get more tourniquets and stuff like that, but I haven't done that yet. And then I'm going to use the G-code holster for my SIG P320 on there, and that way I can just take it on and off however I see fit when I'm done with the range. I don't have to take off my whole belt. I can just take this eye off, and oh well, if it lets me, and then I'm done.
I'll say that I feel like the G-code mounting system is better than the Safariland. Like it's like metal studs that go down into like metal mounts inside of it, and I'm not a big fan of, like, Juice likes that kind of drop leg setup where it hangs down a little on him. I don't like it quite as much. I wear mine pretty low, but not quite that low. But I've seen those videos out there where people take like Safariland holsters and they do like those close quarter like wrestle for your gun fights. In the Safariland, the cutie plastic setup, it's all plastic on plastic, so there's a failure point in there. My only argument is, like, I don't know. I don't know how like realistic it is that like someone is in a fight with me and they literally are strong enough to just rip my Safariland holster off of my side. Like, that's a bad day. Like, that's a big man and you haven't gotten anything else on your belt, like I don't know, man. It seems like the perfect storm that would have to line up for your Safariland holster to break, but
Yeah.
it is a little better.
Yeah. I do have gloves. They're just in the cart right now because I'm shooting the suppressor, and that's what I had to take the kin off. So
Unprepared is what he said.
unprepared, and I failed to fight. So yeah.
We both have our timer set up on our belt too.
Belt timers,
super
stuff like that. And then I like this belt because it has the option of just being just the single belt itself, or actually doing the interwebs, not molly webbing. I don't know what you call this. What would just 1 inch webbing?
Yeah,
I guess. I like that feature.
I like the high speed gear. They sell this like rubber inside belt, so you don't have to wear one that goes through your belt loops. You could just throw this on the inside of this, and then you can throw this over top of whatever else you're wearing. So like if you get this interior belt from High Speed, this is a great way to store your belt in the truck, because it'll be comfortable to just throw it on your skin and you won't have that like Velcro rub. And then you could still have a regular like one that goes through your belt loops that you wear when you're at the range. But
So this is my regular one that I wear at the range.
Yeah.
Something simple, small, and then I put that on.
And like mine operates off of the Velcro on the inside of the belt, and then I wear a Velcro belt that then attaches to. Obviously, if you were trying to like set that up really quick in a parking lot to like grab your belt out of the back of the truck, like that's gonna take too long. So something like this will allow you to just grab it and throw it on. And it's really comfortable. It's like, like jelly on the inside, like jelly.
Jelly, yeah. I've had their old High Speed Gear belt, which was great, very rigid, but that webbing was just digging into my my hip and causing some discomfort. And if I can take that out of the problem, then why wouldn't I?
Yeah. So we'll go over real quick to kind of close the video out. Golden rules when you're setting up like a battle belt or some sort of tactical belt, if you're thinking outside of just the competition world, you want to have first line needs on there. So you got to have something to fight with, you got to have something to hydrate with, and you've got to have something to fix problems with. So we want to have some ability to be able to carry water on it. The dump pouches are a great a great solution to that problem. We've got to have some sort of medical on it, and we've got to have some sort of firearm, or in addition to the firearm that we would be primarily carrying, like more ammo, something along those lines. If you're in like a military role, maybe you don't have a sidearm that's been issued to you, you just have your primary, so you want your belt to be able to
accommodate that.
Yeah, to be an addition to your kit then. So it's never your primary setup. Pistols are what we fight with if we have no better option. Rifles are what we want. That is our preferred method, but that's not always the best option we have. And this is a good belt setup is a very happy intermediate between concealed carrying and being, I don't know, rolling around with full body armor and everything else in the truck. That's another perfect storm. When are you gonna go get that? Is that really a thing? Like an active shooter's gonna kick off and you're gonna like get kitted out in the Walmart parking lot?
Tactical timeout.
Tactical timeout.
If I'm coming towards that firing, or if I'm a cop coming in there and I see a dude fucking keying up at the edge of his car, that's probably who I'm going to go engage first. I'm
at least putting you at gunpoint, because I'm at least like, you're either a cop, you're like, maybe you're some random FBI guy that showed up or something, so I might not like blast you out right away, but
we're definitely not.
But if I see you running through the parking lot, I don't know, maybe. So just be a thinker and not always a hammer looking for a nail all the time. Like, be a philosopher in your life. That's the whole point of the channel. Mad Minute Tacticians. You should be a tactician, which means being a thinker. So thanks to all the sponsors on the channel. Callaway Ballistics obviously is the biggest sponsor of the channel. Tacticon Armament has been doing big things for us here at the channel. Big shout out to Tacticon Armament. Make sure you go to tacticon.com and check out their 40% off site-wide sale. Go to CallawayBallistics.com, get 5% off with code MADMINUTE, and check out Infinite Defense and their Infinity targets. Me and Juice love shooting these things on the range. You guys can get 15% off with code TAC15. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry that the content has been a little all over the place recently. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes, so expect big things coming from both of us. So excited that you guys were here. Remember, it's okay to be dangerous. I'll see you soon.
Have a good day.
We still running away?
I don't know.